prepared
Yeah.
for what's going on.
I gotta make sure that I can get us all in there.
This is our new favorite one.
Oh,
Sylvan
yeah.
don't take too many pictures.
Yeah,
That was after the Nationals this year.
okay.
And we didn't plan it, but we all wore the same sweatshirt.
Yeah.
We're not that smart to plan something ahead of time.
Sometimes it all just works out.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, there we are. Found us, bud.
Am I in it or not?
Not yet. You ain't walked up this far. We're still looking at pictures. It's
We're
always
gonna
delayed.
have to be pretty close, cause it's,
Well, I'm okay.
alright.
Yeah, you'll
Brogan, right? I'll make sure I say
Yeah,
it.
you'll be in good, bud, because the door's in. Walk-in door is. Oh, there he is. Look
Oh,
at his-
there he is.
Look at his smiling happy
Oh.
face.
Hey, we're going.
Oh, we're live now.
Thanks a
Okay.
second.
Hey, we're back in Hoagie's garage. It's take two for us
Take
tonight.
two tonight, so.
And this is the part we love. We love when people actually come to the garage. You know?
Then we can see their facial expressions if they're thinking, "Oh, them guys are idiots," because it shows. So.
Yeah, well, they probably think that a lot. So, and then we get to talk the dad into it too.
Yep.
You know, we've had Brogan on there before, but we haven't always had the dad on. So we twisted his arm a little bit, and I threw a mic on him, and I said, "Hey, we're gonna go."
Now he's
so,
stuck with us.
Yep, absolutely. So Brogan Carter and James Carter are here, and how you guys doing tonight?
Very good.
Good. If you guys can't hear them on there, somebody say something so that we can.
Then I'll try and look.
We can relocate their mics a little bit. I think we have them pretty good, but
We should have.
you just need to make sure you talk loud.
Speak up.
Not all kids like to
Well,
speak
Snow was
up,
complaining the other night about his mics.
Yeah.
He bought new ones and they ain't any better or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
It's technology, so I'm no good at it.
bought 2 or 3 different sets, and I don't know if any of them work good. So, so good luck. So, but Brogan, another year of racing. You kind of had a big deal this whole summer, and just so you know, we kind of throw some stuff up on the screen behind them, but maybe just talk a little bit about what you were going to maybe do a little bit, but then plans changed, and why did they change?
So originally our plan was to go full outlaw kart racing, maybe get a 500cc motor, and that we were supposed to travel the country doing that for the whole summer, maybe get 60 shows in, 50-60 shows in just doing that, and then it would be next year transitioning into something like a bigger car. But you know how things work with us, they change very, very fast. So but basically how it started, it got brought up at Huset's one night when it got rained out one night, and that's the night that it got brought up. We were out at Huset's helping out with Jim Inga for the night. It started downpouring rain, and where were you guys?
Jim and I were in the no, we went in his
Yeah.
truck to go hook up
Yeah.
to the trailer.
They went in the truck and they started talking about, I don't know, I was trapped under the car trying to get out of the rain. But, so, I'm just trying to tell it because I didn't hear, and you can correct me if I say anything wrong. But Jim said, hey, yeah, I think I'm kind of wanting to get out of it. I mean, yeah, I got my business up and going, and the last thing I want to do is get hurt. And he said, hey, I'll sell it to you. I know you guys are looking to, move up. I don't know what your guys' budget is or anything like that. And he kind of just eased my dad into it. So
Bam.
You can be eased into sprint car racing.
Eventually you jump in with both feet in the sprint car racing.
Yeah, it worked out nice. Jim was a huge help because he pretty much had all the base stuff that we need, engine heater, all the couple extra wheels. He got us a good start, and what he did to kind of help us out, sponsor us, is all his stuff was pretty close to brand new, and he gave us a heck of a discount. We wouldn't be able to do it without Jim for sure.
Yeah.
So huge shout out to Jim Inga for that. And he got us started in it. From there it was elbows up the rest of the summer, getting things reorganized. Had to sell off all the outlaw kart stuff, and that took a while. But then, was it September when you got in the car the first time?
yeah, I think about very, very
Late
first-
August.
Late August or September.
bet.
How many show, then running 305, 360?
Oh, it was a 410.
It was a 410 right away.
Yes, it was a 410. We went out at Park Jefferson, right?
Yeah.
We ran a couple practice laps there, and then we went down to Lake of the Ozarks. We went down there, and I was just trying to get laps underneath my belt, so I got comfortable. Never drove anything with shocks, bars, anything nearly close to a sprint car. I've always just been used to an outlaw cart, and you plug the bottom.
So real quick, before you talk more about that, last year at this time, correct me if I'm wrong, but you would be in California
Yeah.
doing the red something.
Yeah.
Red Bluff.
Red Bluff Outlaws.
Red Bluff Outlaws, there you go.
I knew that. I remember that without reading the shirt so far. I'm taking full credit for remembering something.
Talk quick about that, because, that's a little bit of our show is kind of how you've gone up, and I think that was a really good experience for you.
Yeah, 100%, totally. But before we went out to Red Bluff Outlaws, we were just racing local stuff. But then some guy posted an ad on Facebook saying, "Hey, I'm looking to take a couple carts and work on them at Red Bluff Outlaws." And was it you or Mom that saw it?
I think Mom saw it, and then she turned me on to it. And Carson Perkins is who it was. He cruised
I'm gonna
for
have
the
you guys both move
premier
a little bit
team now.
closer. There you go. Act like you like each other.
Yeah. So yeah, we hooked up with Carson.
And then from that, we kind of just went out to Red Bluff Outlaws. I didn't show much success for the very first few shows. I didn't transfer to be made. We went down to Oregon. It's Roseburg. We ran that show. But then we went to Reno. And then after that, I got a new frame. And it was a night and day difference, because a new frame in outlaw carts can be you running 10th in B main and you running top 3 in the A main down there. But the competition is so fierce, and they're so young, and they all, I don't know what they are on, but they're good.
It's a different crowd.
Now, when you got a young kid saying the competition is young, that means they're really young.
And they're crazy, the way it sounds, right?
Yeah, they're all 10 and 11 on the wall the whole time.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
You learned a lot out there.
Now,
that was a huge step.
You had some help though too, right? Who's the guy that's kind of been helping you? Hasn't Tanner helped you out some last?
Yeah, Tanner Thorson. So as my dad was driving back from Red Bluff, we kind of stopped in Oklahoma. We were gonna run a race at I don't know, I forgot the name. I think it was like 81 Raceway.
Yeah.
It's a small little track, but after we got that, we were packed up, ready to go home, and Tanner says, "Hey, you guys come out and watch my midget at Port City." We were thinking about it, and we did.
Why not?
It's racing.
Hey, you're there.
Yeah. He said, "Well, if you're coming to watch, you might as well just drive one." And so somehow, some way, I got in a midget. In a span of 3 days, we got it down there, and I raced it. So, yeah.
That's about how it happened too.
And how did that go then?
The first 2 nights we went to Creek County. I don't think I made it out of the B. But we went down to Port City, kind of smaller tracks. It's more, roll the bottom. It's more of what I do. But first night, I think I was running chance shot until I started running the top, which, oh, yeah. The first time I ever actually raced on track, shocks and bars would be a midget instead.
Yep.
Yeah. But I ran top and I ended up getting passed. So didn't transfer out the first night. But the second night I transferred straight into the A for my heat race, and I flipped. Well, I didn't flip, I tipped.
Yeah.
The Tommy tip over. The nice little gentle one.
Yeah, I think we were watching those. I think we saw those. I think we remember watching you on the track. So that was a lot of fun for us. So
it's always fun to watch somebody we know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we've had a lot of people on the show, but we don't get them here, so it's even more fun to watch the ones we have here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I can't remember who we've all had on the show anymore. We've done too many.
Okay, so you went to Park Jefferson and you went to Lake of Ozarks, and I know you were going to do some more IRA stuff, but then they kind of changed the age limit thing on you with their insurance. Didn't they a little bit?
Was it a power ride?
Yeah, Power Eye was what we were running.
Okay, Power
yeah.
Eye.
And then, there was some age stuff there, so we just kind of went with the flow and put our heads all together and decided that, you know what, a year or two running with the 360 is probably not a bad idea anyway.
You bet.
Just whatever we got to do. We didn't care. We were at the point we were just let us race somewhere.
Want a race.
Yeah.
We want to make laps.
Yeah.
So you did race some 360 then this last year?
Yeah, I did. We got 2 races in the 410, Lake of the Ozarks, and then we got like six in with the 360. I think they're all 2-day shows.
With ASCS.
Yeah, with ACS, Texas Motor Speedway,
No,
or not, what, RPMs,
in Crandall, Texas.
Crandall, Texas. And then the ditch, I don't know the name of that one. It's in
Oh,
West
yeah.
Memphis.
Yep.
And then, what were the other 2?
You
Ooh.
remember the night at Tulsa?
Oh,
Do we need to have your head checked?
no. And-
What happened that night? What happened there, Dad?
We spent some money that night.
Yeah.
We had our first, wasn't
Wasn't
a
a Tommy
tip over. We had our first
Crash.
We caught the wall hard and wrecked some stuff. But we got the car back together to race Creek County the rest of the weekend.
It's good. It's good. What kind of just getting laps? Did you make any of the races or?
Yeah, it was more just me getting comfortable, you know. Just me getting comfortable.
It's a whole
drawing
different.
blank, yeah.
It's a whole different breed versus coming out of an outlaw kart.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Do you feel like that did help? I mean, did you feel like you improved almost every night out?
Yeah, 100%. We didn't show any success, but we showed moments of success, which I think was huge.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Just, you know, going out there and racing, you know, they travel the country all year.
Yep.
And I had about
20 laps.
Yeah, 20 laps. But, yeah.
And it was a big learning experience for us too. You know, Uncle Cody is the crew chief of the car. And so it was a big learning experience for everybody.
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to figure things out. And I felt like the last night that we ran, so we tipped over at Tulsa, and then we took the first night of Creek County off just to make sure we got everything right. We just didn't want to rush it. And then the second night, we stripped the cam spud in hot laps.
Mhm.
And so we missed qualifying and heat races. So he had to start 20th in the B, and I think 6 laps in, he was running 13th. So I thought those were his best
Yep.
6 laps of the year. And then another guy got a flat tire and went to pull off. Brogan was running the high line, and the guy went to pull off and got right in front of him and ended the night. But he went 20th to 13th in 6 laps.
He said
and-
showing them moments of knowing what you're doing or whatever you want to say. Moments of greatness. We'll call it a moment of greatness
Yeah.
for him because
Yeah.
you were moving forward. And I mean, you know, you can't expect to go out there on your first night and win.
No,
That's
No.
not realistic.
not even
Going
close.
to something like that. But if you can go and improve each night you go out, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
100%.
Absolutely.
And I always tell people, I says, you know, at the end of a night with a sprint car, if you can roll it on the trailer, it's not a bad night.
No,
You know, and then they get better, but it's not a bad night.
no, and that was our goal
Yeah.
all of last year. Just get laps and load it up.
Yep.
So I pulled up your website and looked at your schedule, and I see you're going to Florida.
Yeah.
Dang, that's coming up, man.
I know. We're supposed to get 7 races down there. Volusia, and then it was Southern
Yep.
Speedway? Southern Speedway. So I think, you know, Florida's typical, I don't want to say it, but it's normally really sandy.
Yep.
So when we come back, you know, a lot of maintenance there though too, to just keep everything, you know, fine, make sure
Yep.
it's rotating okay, moves around. But yeah, so, but our plans for the rest of the year, we're supposed to be running the ASCS tour, which we haven't really said publicly, but, you know, we're just putting it out there now.
So you're running the full ASCS national schedule.
Yes.
Whoa! Add that to the list.
Yeah,
That's
So
awesome.
what you're saying is you're going to be busy.
Yeah, very.
So, kind of give us a rundown. Maybe you don't even know where they all go. I don't expect you to name all of them, but I mean, is it mainly a Midwest? Is it like Texas to, or do they go coast to coast also?
they've got a Montana swing this year, and then they've got a few over in Arkansas in that area. But yeah, for the most part, from Texas up through Iowa and Nebraska and in Kansas. There's
Yeah.
a few races in Kansas.
Cause they don't make it like the Husets are up to Fargo or none of that.
No,
They don't
I
make
don't
it that
think
far
so.
north, no.
And I think they're still trying to 100% finalize their schedule, so they may add a few races.
Sure.
Um,
Add one here or there, lose one here or there, you know, it's
Yeah.
racing, so it's all subject to change.
Yes.
Mother Nature gets involved and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously then, if you're going full time, I'm assuming you had to put together a decent team. Or is it just gonna be you and Dad, or what do we got going on here?
No, no.
Yeah.
He said, "No."
Yeah, so as you know, as some people might know, we have my Uncle Cody helping us out, which couldn't do without him. He's helped me through every step of the way. But then over this last couple weeks, we hired my brother Jordan. He's coming back. He's gonna work on my car. We're gonna go on the tour with him. So right now he's at Jason Myers Racing, right? Yeah. So, but
Oh, so he's gonna. What you're saying is he probably knows what he's doing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
So at Jason,
Yeah, hopefully.
so is he gonna be the crew chief, or is the uncle the crew chief, or?
Yeah, no, Cody's the crew chief, and
Okay.
he'll kind of be the car guy, maintenance,
Yep.
siping tires.
Sure.
Absolutely. That's
And
awesome.
yeah, you're head guy when you're out on the road. Because we'll be running back and forth on the weekends, and we can leave those two out on the road then.
Yeah.
Because they know Jordan knows what he's doing. And
Sure.
hopefully Brogan listens to him.
I'm sure the brother will be nice to him if he ain't listening.
Yeah.
You'll put it gently to him. What the hell is wrong with you?
So how'd the Florida thing come about? Did you guys get a sponsor? I mean, that's a ways to go.
Well, yeah, so ASCS is starting their season at Volusia this year.
Okay.
And they've done it in a way that now, because they're starting at Volusia, they're adding like a throwaway weekend. So if you can't make it to Florida,
Okay, it doesn't go towards
Yeah.
yearly points or whatever.
yeah, but it worked out that we kind of had it in the budget to go down there and catch those other 4 races while we're down there. USCS is the series. They have a winter series
Okay.
that races through like Florida, Georgia, Mississippi. They're down in that southern area. So they race all the way through the end of March. So we're just gonna take it one race at a time. We're gonna go to Volusia, then try to hit the Southern Speedway. And if things go well, maybe we'll go back in a couple weeks and race a few more shows with the USCS. But it's just,
See how it goes.
yeah, at this point it's all fluid.
So how excited are you for the year?
Really excited. I mean, I know I might not sound like it or show it, but
That's
how
just
I am.
you're Caleb Johnson,
You're just cool,
Sure.
calm, and
right?
collected.
I mean,
Yeah.
Caleb never should. You don't. I mean, I know when he gets his first win at Houston, he's going to go nuts. But he wins the points championship. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he would much rather, I think, win the race than he would the championship. But I think when he looks back on it, the championship's going to mean a lot to him. But yeah, I mean, any idea how many shows it's going to be if you would make them all?
Close to 50.
Yeah. But
Okay.
then we'll
45, 50.
sprinkle in a few shows when they have an off weekend too, though.
Sure. Pick
Yeah.
a race up here or there, or
So our
Oh.
goal is 50 to 60 shows. If we can get 50 to 60 shows in, we'll be happy.
And how old are you?
I'm 14.
You're 14.
so.
Holy cripes.
The car was just on the screen. The 88 still be 88 then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, same. We going with a whole new color scheme or anything, or
Well, for Florida, we'll have a one-off rat.
okay?
It's gonna be my. Can I say what it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. It.
Cody, if you're watching, close your ears. 'Cause it's supposed to be kind of a surprise, but
Well,
it'll
Well,
be
no,
fun.
don't
have to
ruin
wreck
no
it.
surprises for
Don't
us.
wreck it. That's fine.
All right.
Don't wreck it.
We
Don't
are
wreck it.
changing the paint scheme for the year, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good enough. We don't want to
No.
save the surprise for when you really need to do it.
Yeah.
So
we'll just wait
In the
for
next 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
okay,
Let's put it that way.
and
Okay.
it'll be on your website then.
Yes.
Be on your Facebook page. We
Website,
can look at it
Facebook.
then.
Yep.
Octane Inc.'s helping out, so they'll be a big part of it, and they're gonna get it done. We're taking the car in Monday to get it wrapped.
Awesome.
So
Don't
that'll be
let Brett
exciting.
touch it.
Yeah.
Don't let Brett touch it. I can give Brett some crap. I coached him in football. So.
Oh, okay.
Are they back from Australia yet? Is the other,
Well, I don't know if is Matt back from Australia?
I don't know if they're back yet or not.
if he's still over there now, I didn't watch any races since he was there last week yet. But
Well,
Yeah.
so,
I
I
don't
think they might be there for a few more weeks.
okay.
know.
So boy,
And Caleb, you mentioned Caleb. He's been a huge help to
Yeah.
us,
has he?
selling us some parts and helping us out and giving us some advice. He's obviously a great dude.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
a very. I know I've told him before. I've said, dude, you have no idea. As somebody that's trying to bring somebody up, be able to point to a guy and go, that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
be like him.
you carry yourself like that guy, you'll be just fine. And to have that guy help us out and be there, talk to Brogan once in a while is pretty cool too.
Yeah. I don't know nothing about it. I run a push truck, but I mean, you gotta listen when them guys are willing to talk.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
soak it in if you can, and
Yeah.
So if you do get in at Huset's at all this year, he might hit you a little bit extra hard. Just to let you
Give him
know.
the double bump.
well, I did it to Lee when we sponsor Lee Goes.
Yeah.
And I pulled up behind him one night and I bumped into him like we always do. And then I backed up and I bumped into him and I backed up and I bumped into him. I backed up. I think it hit him the fourth time. Pretty soon his arms are going up and he's talking to his
Who is this guy?
Dylan's laughing, sitting on the tire.
Yeah. That's funny.
So, you know, it might happen. You never know.
Oh.
Break the tension a little bit.
Yeah, just, you know, get them to relax a little bit.
Yeah, get their mind off the
Yeah.
nerves.
Now, your mom kind of has a unique business too that I think we should promote, because anybody that's involved in any kind of racing would be interested in what she sells, you guys sell, whatever you guys want to say.
Yeah, it's on my website, brogancarterracing.com. It's mostly just checker flag stuff, you know, like hair clips, sweaters, bands.
You
You
name it.
can make
Yeah.
a checkered flag out of it.
Everything.
Yes. Everything you want with racing,
Yes.
it's on there. So, and from kids to adults, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I think that's really cool that she does that. And then you have your own apparel, I assume?
Not yet. Well, do we?
Well, we do have some stuff, but we'll be getting a bunch of new stuff here in the next couple months.
New stuff? New stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, what do they call this? It ain't a tumbler. What's the word for these things?
Water bottle.
There you go. They brought us water bottles. They got me a new water bottle. for the
Martini
track.
mixer.
So,
There you go. Chicken.
since we have you,
Yeah.
you know, here too, you got to talk about Bam Bam.
Yep, we do Bam Bam's barbecue sauce. Own that with a couple other guys. We bought that like a year ago. We're really getting that kicked off. We just actually, I appreciate you bringing it up, because this within the last month or so, we've got it squared away. We really have our shipping down. So if you go to the website, Bam Bam's barbecue sauce, we can do shipping now. We've been shipping. My one partner was telling me he's shipping all over Nebraska and to Kansas. We're getting all kinds of orders.
Okay.
So.
That's
We
awesome.
ship.
This is
That's a
the,
great gift idea.
this is the Asian kick. We haven't opened that one yet.
Yeah, I call that hoo hot in a bottle.
Hoo hot
Hoo-ha
bottle.
Tastes just like hoo hot.
Okay. Me and Bud ain't too much into kick.
No.
Yeah,
No.
it's not. It's not a kick. You'll like it. If you like hoo hot, you'll like that.
I've only been to Hoo Hot once, so
I've never been to hot, so
we get out a lot. You know, we're people of the world.
I want cheeseburgers, to be honest. So, is this in some local stores though?
It
Do
is
you
in
have
some
it
local stores. So it's in the Ace Hardware on 41st Street, Shields, Fairway and Harrisburg. And then we're kind of slowly getting it out there too. We just brought on a guy to help with that part of it, as kind of a part-time side gig for him. So yeah, we will be getting it out there, and in the stores and
And
online, wherever.
what's your other businesses?
So we own a pressure washing business, and that we do kitchen exhaust cleaning, mobile fleet washing, sidewalks, buildings, and then our new shop. Well, we've been in it for a year and a half now. Has a drive-through wash bay, so we open that up for like semi trucks.
Okay.
And
Right
what's
off
the name of
Benson
that?
and Lewis.
What's
Sioux
the name?
Falls Pressure Washing.
Sioux Falls pressure washing.
Yep. So
Okay.
we got that going on, and
What else?
what else you got going on? I lose track sometimes, but we've got real good people around us that help with all that, just
Yeah.
like the race team. I
Well,
mean,
you're gonna have to have people around. It sounds like you're gonna be gone a lot this summer.
yeah, we'll be on the road a lot, and we brought on Jordan and then Rod Lindquist. For
Yeah,
those
say a
of you-
little bit about Rod, probably.
Yeah, so yeah, because he's been huge. Because we were definitely out of our element, right? Like
Yeah.
we know local racing and whatnot, but to go do this on a bigger scale. So one of Brogan's biggest supporters is a guy by the name of Brian Kern out of Madison, and he owns Rosebud Wood Products, Best Western Glow in Sioux Falls, several other businesses. But Rod helps him run all of his hotels that he owns, and Rod has been involved with racing either like on an ownership level. Back when Stanton Barrett ran IndyCar and ran some NASCAR stuff, Rod was kind of the guy helping
Okay.
Stan and do all of his marketing. But he's owned different teams over the years. He was the director of Soda for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years here, a couple of years back. And anyhow, we met him through Brian, and he said, "Hey, if you guys are interested, I'd like to help you guys out and be a part of the team, help you with marketing." Because as you guys know, like trying to do this at that national level, like it would be very overwhelming without Rob there kind of helping us. He helped us put together like a 7 or 8 page sponsor packet. He's been contacting sponsors for us. He's brought on a couple new sponsors this year. And then he also knows the business side of racing.
Yeah.
And he's helped us put together a budget to make sure, that you're committing to this.
There's a lot
That's
more
right.
to racing than just showing up at
Yes,
the track and running. I mean, that's the
That's
part
it.
we watch and enjoy, but we don't deal with any of the other part of it.
Yeah, so it's not just get from one week to another at this point. And then obviously stepping up, like with the outlaw kart stuff, it was just we kind of just went and ran where we wanted, really. And this is more of a commitment to we've made a commitment to these guys. We're going to be there. So let's budget this out properly and make sure that we are going to be there. And that was
you got to plan it all out. I mean, you can't drive home to drive back
No.
10 hours. You got to get this hotels figured out for the guys, and
for sure.
We go to a race and we come home.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
Yeah. And that was a big part of bringing his brother Jordan back on board. It kind of worked out well that, obviously Jason Myers Racing he's got a very good job. And he had a couple other job offers from some names that you would recognize in the off season. And so in the back of Cody and I had been visiting, and we knew we were going to have to find somebody to help. But I didn't want to approach Jordan because obviously he's my son, and I want him to do what's right for him.
That's right.
Like, you make your own decisions in life.
Don't want to pull the dad card out and say, "Hey, you remember when you were little? You owe me for this." or
Yeah,
something,
exactly.
Yeah.
And long story short, that they kind of caught wind. Shane and the other guys out at Jason Myers, they knew what was going on with Brogan through Jordan, and I think they kind of opened the door and gave him the opportunity that, hey, if that's what you want to do, we'll support you with it.
Sure.
Like,
Which is super nice of them.
oh, dude, they're a first class organization.
Yeah.
From just talking to Jordan and his experience with them. And so Jordan called me, and I was like, oh, I'm glad you called, because I wasn't going to call you. I didn't want it to be that way, but if you're interested, let's figure this out.
Let's get this figured out and get it done.
Yeah, so he did, and then not only that, but with Jordan, with all of his contacts that he's got throughout the country, because he's been traveling the country for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And he knows some people that
might have a shop you can do maintenance
might
in
know
or
help
something,
us out
or
or
whatever.
get advice on setup stuff
Yep.
and whatnot.
Yep.
Bonsai
Absolutely.
Runs has been a big help.
Yeah.
It's
Runs has been a huge help.
It's huge to know people when you're traveling.
Oh, you couldn't do it any other way.
It makes it so much
community.
nicer.
Well, like that night we stripped the cam spud. Jeremiah's helped us a ton from the beginning, but Jordahl and Bickett were down there, and then we had other guys that were running the ASCS National Tour last year. Blake Hahn, we would have never made it through the weekend without Blake. And they're almost kind of a traveling little family.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's huge.
Well,
That's
you're
cool.
hanging out with each other for the whole summer, more or less.
Yeah.
You know, you're going down the road together. You're all going from one spot A to spot B. There's only a couple roads you're going to follow each other, or you're going to see each other. You're going to stop, have dinner with each other or something. You know, you don't know, but
Yeah. For
that's
sure.
just the way it's going to be.
Yeah. For sure. So
What
it's cool.
are you most excited for this coming year?
I think, traveling. I'd say traveling, but other than that, racing.
Actually getting in the car.
Yeah, last year kind of got put on hold, and I wasn't really able to race much. I maybe raced 20 times.
Yeah, probably 20, 25 between everything.
Yeah, but before that, I was hitting like 50, 60 races,
Yeah.
racing every weekend, 2 times a week. But I feel like getting back into that rhythm would be the best thing. But also learning from my brother Jordan, he knows all the nitty gritty stuff. I mostly just know the big stuff, like
Yep.
maintenance, But yeah, I think that'll be a huge part that I'm most excited for.
You're going to learn a lot this summer.
Yeah.
Be a big learning curve.
Yeah.
Big learning curve.
We've talked to guys that, have left home when they're 15, 16, 17, and go clear across the country, and they're traveling with guys that at the time they didn't even know.
Yeah.
So at least you got your brother, your uncle, and
Dad, you're going to have people you can, when you're upset about something, whatever, you got somebody that you can confide in.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit of a bonus for you. Other
Not
than
a
some guy you
stranger.
just met,
Yeah.
a month ago, he joined your team. You have no idea. Well, his name's Bob.
Yeah.
I know where Bob's from.
Yeah.
So, and at times it'll suck a little bit because you got
Yeah.
Dad and your brother watching you too. So,
might have to give them the 24-hour rule. Don't talk to me about last night's, maybe
12.
10 hours or something like that, because you might have to race the next night. But, give me a little time to cool off before you give me a bad time about something I did during the race.
Yeah.
So, but,
They're
Yeah.
pretty good about that. The communication between the team members, I think that's probably one of our strong points. Like, we're pretty good at reading each other and knowing when to talk and when not, when it's time to work and when it's time to talk. And by no means are we, that's the thing too. I've had a couple of guys that are like, God, you know what you're doing? And I'm like, be honest with you,
no.
So
We're gonna find
like,
out.
We're not
that's
sitting here going, we're going to go out and kick butt. No, man, we are going to go out and learn. And
Yeah.
we know we're going to get it handed to us this year. But that's what it's all about.
well, you
Like,
got to learn sometime.
Yeah.
Noah Gass
Yep.
had 20 races in,
or something. Like
24-10 races in, before he went with the Outlaws.
Wow.
and
We
then-
had no idea.
and
I mean,
then-
when we did a podcast with him, he said literally,
Yeah, it was like
not 360, 360 and 410, 20 races.
20. And then
And
we
he
went
they
with
with
went
the
full
Outlaws.
time with the Outlaws.
So now you know why he struggled as
Yeah.
much as
Oh,
he did.
yeah.
But he would have some good nights also. And I think that's what you'll have too. I mean, you got to anticipate you're going to struggle. But at the same time, the competitor inside of you is going to go, let's go. So it's going to be
It'll
fun to see.
watch.
Yeah,
a lot of
it'll
fun
be
for
alright.
us. My seat right over there would be a good one. Don't know
That's-
which TV you'll be on, but
That's his chair right
yeah,
there.
that's my chair.
Yeah.
I sit over here because I get enough of them during the week. So
I still harass him though, because he ain't far enough away. I just gotta talk louder.
Well, you got to keep things interesting.
Wow, we do our
we do a
best.
good job.
Yeah.
So you bet.
And that's one of the nice things with ASCS and, World Racing Group buying them is we were super impressed with all those guys last year. And they've really put together a top.
Yeah.
It's really almost a support deal. And they've got a ton of races on the schedule, which will allow him to get a bunch of laps, racing with guys that he's comfortable with, and he's around the same
Yep.
guys every week. We just
Yep.
thought that would be big.
Yeah,
That's
you'll have
awesome.
you'll have that core group. There'll be the locals. You'll
Yeah.
have some extra ones thrown in always, but yeah.
Now, I know that you've done some videos in the past, a little bit of talking about different things, is that like with a certain group or anything that you do some videos with? Because now I see your dad's trying to do some videos. And I listen, the one where he sat in the chair and was swinging back, that was like, oh, dude, James, stop swinging. But
I need lessons for Brogan.
But you learned. You didn't do it this last time.
No, I didn't do it.
You got better.
I tied my feet to the ground. My ADHD, I had to tie myself down.
Oh,
Yeah.
but
That group's called Living Like Outlaws. So basically what we do is once a week, whatever day you do it, you basically go over a recap of your week and your weekend, whether you raced or not. It can just be stuff from your hobbies to, I went out and pet my pet dog for an hour, and that could be your video. But it's mostly just stuff that you did the week. It's a recap on the week, how you did, what you did, and it just gives you a chance to promote yourself without having to,
Have your own page.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
Yeah.
yeah.
Who runs it?
Wes Irwin.
Yep, Wes.
And he runs the
He-
World Outlaw.
Yeah.
Yep, t-shirt trailer.
yeah.
He does his own little morning minute, his Moose's LZ morning
Yeah.
minute.
Yep.
We've got him on the show.
yeah, this guy knows everything.
He does a ton.
Ask
for the
him
kids.
somebody's name.
Can't
He
remember
doesn't
nothing.
know a thing. But you talk about a podcast or a video.
Yeah,
all
he's
over
on
it.
it.
Yeah, I listen to too many of them.
Well, you got to be passionate about something.
Problem is, I listen to too many of them, and then there's so much floating around up here, I can't get it out or can't remember any of
Yeah.
it. But I had a lot of fun with them. But
Has that program overall been really good for you, though? I mean,
Yeah,
I assume
yeah.
it's trying to get you more ready for stuff like this.
Yeah. It got me to stop saying and
yeah.
it made me think really quick, what to say and stuff like that. And it's not made me going,
Yeah,
like that.
let's see,
Yeah.
let's see, last week we, yeah.
It just sounds more professional when you don't say that.
Yeah.
Yep,
You have a whole sentence instead of saying
yep.
My wife used to work with the guy up in Sioux Falls. My wife's a nurse practitioner. He was the doctor. And if you started the sentence with he walked away.
Yeah.
So you needed to know what you were going to say to him because he didn't have enough time in his day for ums.
Yeah.
So it was say what you want to say or leave me alone.
Yeah. Communicate.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but is there anything else that we need to bring up or talk about that we haven't tonight?
What do you want to talk about?
Any
Anything
sponsors or anything that?
I'll think my sponsors, they're all a big help, but it's Global Best Western, Rosewood Wood Products, Taco John's, Five Guys, Bob Hurley RVs.
You can look at the card when
Yeah.
it comes up here. So.
Shannon.
Mule Motors, but
Mule Motors is grandpa.
yeah, Streamline Repair.
Yeah.
Brogan's Pit Stop.
Yeah.
We got a lot of them.
Yeah,
Bonsai, Living Like Outlaws helps you out a lot.
you bet.
We always like to throw, we always ask the people when they're not here live with us, and they'll read them off to us. We'll ask them, you got a list or you stand by the car?
Because it's not easy to remember them
No,
all.
not,
So.
not on the spot. And
But-
they're all super important. It don't matter if it's a $500 sponsor or a $50,000 sponsor. It's all important.
Well,
Everybody-
even the guys that help out by donating something.
Yeah.
I know I've heard other guys on here talk about the same thing, and it's as little as, hey, can I buy a tire for you today?
Yep. Yep.
I mean, that
Oh yeah.
helps get you through to the next week.
Yep.
I mean, it's, like I said earlier, it's a whole different level of operation than what we're used to. That's where Rod's been a big help.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's gonna be a learning experience for both
Oh,
of you.
all of us. Yeah, all of us.
Well, we're excited for you. We
Yeah.
think it's awesome. Traveling like you're going to be here and trying out loud. You're 14. Tobin and I have said this before. We can't imagine just all of a sudden going everywhere when you're 14. At 14, I don't even know what we were thinking about at 14.
We were riding bike and playing little league softball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's all we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's all.
Our
we do.
going away is I went with his family on vacation each year.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And my wife will attest that I don't go away much. I
Yeah.
haven't taken her to Vegas though. We're going with Fulkins out to the high limit races
Oh, yeah.
this year when they start out
Start
there.
the year. That'll be fun.
So we're gonna do that. that's going outside my comfort zone again, but it's gonna be it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
So,
I have a feeling you'll be just fine.
yeah.
I'm going with Steve. I just pretty much got to ride along, drive for a couple, 3 hours here and there, and otherwise, he's
He'll
traveled the world,
his
the
motor
country
home
100
is-
times.
Personalized motorhome that he has.
We were trying to decide the last one we went to PA, we had time to talk. We were trying to figure out how many millions of miles he put on trucking.
Oh.
Because he started like when he was 19 or 20 or something,
Yeah.
I think, and drove. Well, he was still driving yet. Now he could go once in a while. You don't drive as much.
I bet it's got to be tens of millions.
Oh yeah,
right?
he was guessing maybe 40 million miles.
Oh jeez.
It's a lot.
Wow.
And I'm like, huh. Well, I said, well, I guess I got 200,000 at work because both the trucks I got were new at one time. They each got a little over 100,000.
Yeah.
Well, I got 200,000 miles on, never left Lyon County.
Way to go, Toby.
Yes, we're racking them up. That's only in what 13 years.
Yeah. So,
But anyways, it was really great. You guys could come down. This is a lot of fun for us, and we wish you the best of luck on your season.
Thank you.
You bet.
Learn what you can and get better. Improve each week is all you can shoot for.
That's all you do. A little bit at a time.
Yep.
all right. Well, that's a wrap.
Now you got to walk around. Shut that one off.
Yeah.
We're still live, and I get a mumble and give Bud a hard time, but